Welcome to the live. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Good afternoon. If you're catching the replay, type in replay in the chat. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. As you guys are dropping in, let me know what city you are logging in from. I'm logging in from Queens, New York. I am logging in from Queens, New York. So let me know your city in the chat. Let me know your city in chat. So I'm super excited. I'm coming back from Dubai, y'all. I'm just getting my stuff set up. Coming back from Dubai, guys, which was a really, really fun time. I had a speaking engagement out there. My first international speaking engagement, which was a huge deal for me. And I was there for like a whole week. It was just such a beautiful time. But what I want to talk about today, guys, is the fact that it is the last quarter of 2023. And I mean, the year has flown by just like every single year flies by. And, I wanted to share with you guys that, you know, even if you haven't gotten started with things that you wanted to do this year, I follow something that's called the 12-week year, which is trying to really conquer. The theory is conquering the year in within 12 weeks. So just really getting a lot done within a short period of time by being laser focused. So I follow the 12-week year model. I'm a fan of it, and I've been actually following it for quite some time. But if you guys are looking to, especially if you're looking to get started in beauty supply, and I've been talking about this for years, I opened my store in the fourth quarter, and I think it's a fabulous time to open a store because there is so much happening and people are spending money, especially in the areas of beauty supply. And so, why not? So, as you guys are coming in, let me know what city you are logging into. I'm also excited. I have a really special announcement that I'm going to share with you guys at the end. So, stay tuned for that. Stay around for that. Right. But again, the last quarter of the year is here. The last quarter of the year is here. And it's literally time, especially if you're a store owner, it's time to activate because we are about to go into holiday season. So much is going to be happening today. But there's some things that I want you guys to think about and reflect on as you guys are gearing up for holiday season and also gearing up for 2024. So there needs to be preparation for your 2024. So the first thing is to sit down and actually smell the roses, reflect on your achievements so far this year, take a look at all of the wonderful things you were able to accomplish, all the milestones that you've hit, celebrate all of your wins, no matter how big or small, events that you've done, collaborations and people that you may have met, vendor accounts that you may have opened, new vendor accounts, new products, all of those things, no matter how big or small. You want to sit down and you want to just celebrate the wins, celebrate your successes. Because I know as store owners, we get caught up in all of the things. We get caught up in inventory and what we don't have. But I want you to take a look at what you do have, right? Because each step, forward is progress, no matter how big or no matter how small, right? Each step is progress. Each vendor is progress. Each line, each new additional line that you have in the store is all progress, right? And then now, as we're looking at the fourth quarter and we're about to hit holiday season, tunnel vision is needed, right? Because there's so much going on in the fourth quarter, especially in retail. Especially in retail. So you have to have tunnel vision. You have to like literally visualize um, where you want to be, visualize the things that you want to do for the holiday season. And I'm talking about in terms of events and sales and promotions, right? um I don't want to say create a vision board because that's more of like annual planning, but you do want to have some type of vision for how you want the holiday season to go for you and how you want to end your year, right? You should have some type of visual representation of that, right? Whether it's a vision board or you're just documenting some of the things that you want to have, some of these things, events, and promotions that you want to set forth for this holiday season, right? For this holiday season, for the end of 2024, because you want to make sure that you have these milestones set, because it's really important for us to plan. And I'm going to talk about planning, especially when it comes to 2024 a little bit later, but the visual aspect of it. So for me, I used to do every single year, I used to do an event, a big collaborative event with Curls. The owner is Mahisha. She's a fabulous business owner. And we used to do this amazing event here in New York City at my beauty supply store, every winter, every winter. And so I had a huge vision board for that event, because it was a huge collaboration that I valued so much. And it was an amazing event, huge event for the curly girls in New York City. And so there was a lot that we put into that specific event. Holiday season, Black Friday, all of these different milestones in this fourth quarter. There's so much going on in retail that I like to have different visual elements, visual representations of the events that I want to have and the things I want to do, the people that I want to collaborate, right? So visualization for me is a huge, powerful tool. It's very motivating. And so I suggest you guys do that, when it comes to your stores too. Also, consistency. So if you haven't been consistent with taking a look at your reports, um, tracking sales, tracking inventory, I want you to start right now. I want you to start right now, because consistency is key. So it doesn't matter how big or small your store is. My store was super small, y'all. My store was 800 square feet. And I also had a hair salon that took up 100, right? So really the retail space that I was working with was all of like 700 square feet of space. It was intimate. It was cute. It was intimate. It was a boutique type of store, but I was on top of it. I was on top of my inventory. I knew everything about my inventory, how fast my products were moving, my sales. I knew all that stuff. And so that is really the secret sauce, is really carrying yourself and carrying your business like it's a big, huge corporation, and staying consistent with all the things that you're doing. So if you're emailing every single, if you have an email system, CRM, you want to be emailing every single week. You want to be letting your customers know about the holiday sales, the holiday events, all of the things that are coming up for you in your beauty supply store. Right? You want to be talking about all of the things that are coming up for you in your beauty supply store, and you want to finish strong. Now, because it's holiday season, I don't want you guys to get caught up in discounting and things of that nature. I want you to think outside the box and think creatively about all of the other things that you can be doing in your store, event wise, collaborative things that you can be doing with influencers, inviting people out to your store, and having in-store activations, right? We call them in-store activations. Type that in the chat if you're paying attention, please. Type that in the chat if you are paying attention, please. In-store activations is what we call it, right? And so again, the in-store activations that I used to have, one big in-store activation that I used to have with the Curls brand, was Coco and Curls. I almost forgot the name, but it was Coco and Curls. That was so cute. And so these are the different ways to bring and attract people into your store during the busy holiday season where everyone is trying to look for the discount. You're about to provide that experience. You are about to provide something completely different, right? So that you're not focused on discounting your beauty supply products, right? That's not your strategy. Your strategy is to bring people away from that and get them to come and enjoy this experience in your store. So someone said I just used curls today. Yes, product her products are bomb.com. Um, and so those are the things that you want to think about as we are finishing the year strong. But you want to finish with high momentum, right? If you, especially if this is your first year, this is your first year in business and in your store, You're probably extremely tired, extremely exhausted, right? You out of breath. I felt that way. I felt that way. But you want to finish with high momentum, especially because it's holiday season. I want you guys to have high energy and to, like, even if you have to take the weekend out, y'all, if you even have to take the weekend out before the holiday rush, right? To step away from your store so that you can get momentum for the holiday season, because it's a lot and you're going to need that energy. It's a lot and you're going to need that energy. I would implore you to take that weekend out to reset so that you can get in line for the holiday season. Now that I mentioned that weekend, I have the perfect weekend for you. Come to New York. Come to New York. Come to New York. This is your weekend. This is your weekend. And if you're on Instagram, y'all, I'm about to drop a video on Facebook. So if you're on Instagram and you're watching me, I'm sorry you're not gonna see this video because it's on Facebook, but I want you to join my Facebook group. It's called the Black Beauty Supply Power Circle. The Black Beauty Supply Power Circle. This is where I do my deep dive trainings. This is when I show videos. There's a lot going on over here. So I need you guys to come off of Instagram and join the Facebook group. The link is in the bio. The link is in the bio. But y'all, I have the perfect weekend for you guys. I dropped this video yesterday on my Instagram. I'm gonna drop it right now.
Chemically, we got the remedy. College and giants, selling shit we buying. Green.
Okay, y'all. So all right, y'all. So you've heard me talk about this weekend. I'm sure you've heard me talk about this weekend. November 8th through the 10th. It is going down in New York City, guys. We are having our beauty supply store launch. Grow and scale your beauty supply store in 48 hours here in my hometown of New York City, um, the city that doesn't sleep. And so we're going to be in New York City November 9th through the 10th. And if you have a beauty supply store, this is an event that is specifically for you. And so for the 2 days that we're going to be together in New York City, we are going to be working on strategy, building our beauty supply store. We're going to be looking at inventory management. And so I know you guys are tired of the rat race, right? Running out of inventory. You really don't have a good handle on how often you should be purchasing, how to budget for things, how to make sure that you can get everything that you need for your store when you're ordering from these vendors, right? We are going to be going through all of that. We're going to be going through all of that. So I'm going to be not only teaching you my methods on inventory management and control practices, but we're also going to be creating your custom strategy, right? So this is completely going to be unique to your store and the vendors that you use. Speaking of vendors, I know some of you guys are struggling with getting specific accounts for your beauty supply store, right? This is something that I struggled with as well because I didn't have the right resources. And so this is a big part of the weekend as store owners is we're going to actually be collaborating on vendor accounts, sharing information, sharing our vendors. And you can only do this with store owners. And that's why this weekend is so powerful and it's going to be so impactful because there are accounts that if you had them in your store, that by itself would help you increase your revenue. And so there's going to be someone else in that store with that account. And then you may have accounts that someone else needs. And this is, again, why it's super important for us to have these events for our industry because there's none other like it. And so, yes, you need to be in a room. You need to be there that weekend to be able to make the connections so that you can get the account and the information that you need. So if it's not you collaborating with someone else to get the account so that you can do orders together, because that's how we build, right? We're stronger, we're faster when we do things together, but also we're still the minority in this industry, right? We have a ways to go, and so we need these events for us to band together and not only collaborate with our resources but collaborate with our knowledge, right? The other thing that I'm going to be talking about is our marketing, because we cannot rely on our foot traffic to hold us in this season any longer, right? Do we all understand that? Right, we can't just rely on the foot traffic, because historically that's what the Asians do. We have to think outside the box and be creative, right? And so I just taught an amazing course on 10 ways to make money in beauty supply outside of your brick and mortar space. 10 ways so that you can actually make multiple six figure and into seven figures, right? If you follow the blueprint. And so I'm going to be breaking those steps down of how people are making that money in their beauty supply store without actually being in their beauty supply store. Like, it's insane. It's crazy. We're going to be talking about that as well. Another huge issue that you store owners mentioned to me is employees, employee turnover, employee retention. And so, because we need to understand that employees are the number one way that we can grow and scale our beauty supply store. It's our number one and fastest way for us to actually build our stores. We need to understand what that looks like. And so I am going to have a HR professional come out and really give us the blueprint and the step to step strategy on how to get people to work for us, right? Even if you feel like you don't have the money, there are tons of resources out there to where you can actually still get people to work for you in your store and somebody else pay for it. I did this myself, right? I did this myself, right? And so that's the first part. The second part is how to actually get people to actually stay with your beauty supply store or actually want to work for you, right? There is a secret behind really attracting loyal employees, not just someone who is there for the paycheck, right? We're going to be talking about that as well. And then the biggest part that I'm so excited about is Candace Holyfield, Queen of Marketing, six figure spot.